Right, welcome ladies and gents. Carrie-Anne Moss is in a brand new movie, Die Alone. But of course, doing the interview rounds for that, she was asked about the Acolyte's shock cancellation. So we're going to take a look at what she said, and then also what people are saying over on Twitter in response to it. Because that's where all the acolytes are. The cult-like following that seems to want this thing renewed. I mean, like, I'm all for renewing it. Disney, just burn your money. I don't care. And then I can make some funny videos on it. But I thought this was quite comical. Carrie-Anne Moss is, of course, a consummate professional. She's been in the game for quite a while now. She's certainly no newbie. And she certainly handled herself with more grace and poise than Amanda Stenberg. So this is the interview. We won't, we won't get into that too much. But basically, there was a question about, again, very specifically about the Acolyte. So we'll just scroll all the way through. Here we go. Another role of yours I loved was Master Indara in the Acolyte. I know it was a one and done for you, but were you disappointed when the show was cancelled? Yeah. I don't really invest in thinking about whether thing... It's like when I was in a Marvel show, and I was really shocked when it got cancelled in the end. She was in Jessica Jones. You kind of get used to that, so you don't really... You can't even have a moment of disappointment. It's just not worth it. It just happens. It's part of it. So, like, again, no hate to Carrie-Anne Moss. Just consummate professional. Just a case of like, oh, whatever. Is what it is. This is the industry. I've been in it for a while. Who cares? We just move on. Well, anyway, of course, she's commented on it over here. Now, they actually shared a little bit more about this, by the way. So, here's sort of full commentary about it. It says, it's funny because when being an actor, you're in shows all the time that are cancelled. And it's in the beginning. It's kind of a bummer. And then you just learn to not really be invested. You can't be. It's a protection mechanism. So it's sort of like, oh, okay, it was over already for me. I'm glad you liked it, though. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing that, too. So there's two separate, two slightly different interviews, basically. The commentary on it. So, again, just as an FYI, slightly different. But what's the comments like? What are they like? Well, again, comical for the most part. Star Wars Holocron is a relatively big YouTube channel that shares a lot of this stuff. So Twitter channel account. So let's take a look at some of the comments. And this account is very, very positive to do with Star Wars generally. But it says this. So basically she said, I love being a part of it. I've been there, done that. Don't get too attached. I've moved on. Pretty much. Why does she care? Her character died in episode 1. Well, she doesn't care. That was the point. Idiot. And then it just goes into ribbing, basically. It goes into the fandom ripping Lucasfilm a new one. Yep, I've moved on myself. And then, sounds like a lot like the Star Wars audience. Don't get too attached. Yep. Glad she enjoyed it, even if we didn't all enjoy watching it. Again, loads of people just commenting on how it's reasonable. And I think they're commenting on its reasonable stance, an answer that she has, based on, again, Amanda Stenberg being a little child throwing her toys out the pram. Her death was absurd. Carrie's character died by a knife in the opening scene of this show. It was doomed from the very beginning. Yep, very true. I really want the show to continue, but as an artist, I get how she feels. I sometimes get too caught up in an illustration of mine, only to have it changed per a client or editor. The trick is to enjoy it without being too committed. Alright. Okay. She wouldn't have been in another season anyway. This is how you handle a cancellation professionally. Accept it and move on. Good on her. And that's true. She is professional about this. And she could very well have been in another season, actually, if they were going to continue it. And then listen, again, people throwing their toys out the pram. She's missing the point. The show was cancelled because of cancel culture. Not because it was bad. She could learn a thing or two from Amanda. What? It was cancelled because it was bad. Because no one was watching it. It wasn't cancelled because of cancel culture. It was cancelled because not enough people liked it. It's as simple as that. Idiot. Yeah, watching Trinity get taken down by a cheese knife was when I mentally and emotionally checked out of this series. Literally episode 1. I watched a couple more episodes, but found myself really not giving a fuck about any of it. Because that was just so weak and pointless, that entire fight. Glad she moved on. So funny. Oh, here we go, again. With her name carrying so much weight and expectation, I was very sad of what they did to her character. I don't want to say much to spoil anything. God, if you haven't watched it by now, you're not gonna. I'm sure that she saw just how toxic some of the fans can be and thought that moving on might not be that difficult. What? What are you even saying, mate? Unbelievable. I feel like people only talk about how she died in the first few minutes of the first episode, but in episode 3 and 7, her character was well written. She's a wise Jedi Master that knows right from wrong, protected her peers, and did the best she could for Osha and her peers. Oh, they're bloody sharing this Renew the Acolyte bollocks again. God damn. As fans, it's not the same. We invested time into something, and the company... what? Can R it for any reason? Cancel it for any reason, I guess. I don't know. There is one show on now that is terrible, but somehow it got a season 2. Shows should just commit to 2 seasons. Don't make anything at all. That's a dumb take, but alright. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. I remember when stars like her would have sat in their trailers for days till they got a better part than she did. What? Alright then. The other actors could learn a thing or two about her response instead of blaming the audience. Yep, exactly. Grace and poise, grace and poise. Grace and poise. Grace and poise. That's how good actors take on roles. Yep. This is professionalism in a statement. No attacking, no whining. Just maturity. Being aware of how the Hollywood business works. Pure grace and class. Other actors should take note. Finally, a mature, normal human response. Basically, it's just this. This is the whole thing. It's brilliant. It's great. You know, it's good that people actually notice it and see it. But there is that still stupidity from certain people, which is highly, highly comical. Which I do enjoy. And I'm sure you do too. So, there you go. What do you guys think? Oh, yeah. Hypercritical reviews are killing comic book movies and Star Wars movies. Are they really? Are they really? Are they really? Sure, whatever. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know down below, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Turn those bell notifications on. No, seriously, please do. Hit subscribe. Plenty of people watch this channel without subscribing, so please do hit subscribe. I need that now more than ever because YouTube is nerfing the channel bizarrely. I don't really understand why. It's quite frustrating. But cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.